Hey everyone, this is Forrest for Faulty Lid, and today we're going to look at a Tracer VOD review of a Diamond Tracer player. He's in placements, but last season he was in mid-diamond. And what we're going to focus on today is creating leverage. I want every engagement this player enters into to have some sort of advantage tilted to his favor, so we're going to monitor that as we go here.
Oh, hello, soldier. I can't deal with your healing.
One dead. Nice.
Oh, three people just got hit by fire.
Let's break down this first engagement. He blinks in, and we enter this room facing this soldier, and we have one blinks. So, right off the bat, we need to know we are low on resources going into this fight. We don't have a lot of cooldowns to dance around this soldier and kill him. So what we're gonna need, because we don't have a lot of leverage in this situation, is we're going to need a great early start to even that battle up. In our first clip, we don't get a lot of damage onto him, and he drops his biotic field. So now we know he's healing, we have one blink available to us, and we saw a McCree just outside around the corner. Right now, we need to recognize that our leverage in this situation is very low. It is unlikely that we are going to be able to finish this soldier off, considering that we didn't get out to an early start, and we don't have a lot of resources to finish this fight, especially with the looming threat of flashbang around the corner. At this point, just a moment ago, before he started shooting his next clip into this soldier, he needed to escape, and that was the only time he was going to be able to escape without dying. This soldier is at full health, he's still getting healed, and we do not have the resources necessary to take this fight anymore. We need to just get out.
I can't deal with your healing.
One dead. Nice.
And he ends up getting killed because he hangs around just one clip too long. In this next fight, he's gonna go flank the exact same way, which I'm never usually a fan of, but it works out for here because he actually creates great leverage for himself. He catches this McCree as he's turned around and he's walking back towards that next area. Ideally, we have more blinks than this. We want to come into this fight with at least 2 blinks and then 1 coming back on cooldown. But we are actually going to get this McCree because we had such good leverage, not necessarily in resources, but our flank gave us such a surprise advantage that we're actually going to take down this McCree before he can react. So in this situation, we have good leverage. And we take him out. And now we actually have great leverage on this soldier because we saw a moment ago that he used his rocket. So he was also really low health. We only had to do a little bit of damage on him to get him. So we actually had extremely good leverage in that fight, and that's why we win it.
I'm down.
Now, to gain leverage onto that Roadhog Mercy combo that's we know is sitting out right there, we need to be going into an area where we can flank around, and that's what we're doing. We're flanking around, though this might be one of the more obvious flanks you could do. We need to have way more resources available to us. We have 0 blinks right now. We have 1 that's just about to come back. But a part of having leverage is having those resources available. We need to be economic with our blinks, bombs, and recalls. So I imagine this might not go well for him because he's low on resources. Luckily, his team, which is your other resource really, the other way that you gain leverage is you engage when your team is engaging, and when your team is at full strength. His team is already fighting in this area down here against this Roadhog, Mercy, and Reinhardt. So now, they provided the distraction for us and gave us this open look on this Mercy, whose back is turned to us, and she's busy healing team members or boosting team members that aren't even aware that we are existing. So in this situation, we again have great leverage. Even though we don't have a lot of blinks, we're probably not going to even need them, as the Mercy doesn't even have a lot of health, and she's just wide open for us to kill her. So this should go great for us because our leverage is great. And actually, she just gets killed by the Widow, but even if she didn't, we would have killed her pretty easily, I think. Now, this right here is not a good leverage fight that we are about to take on. We have 1 blink. It's hard to see here, but you can see down in this corner, we have 1 blink. And we have another one that's about halfway on cooldown. And now I actually for a note, I don't look at those blinks as they come back. I don't watch the circle fill up, but I do have like a mental idea of when blinks come back, and it's once every 4 seconds if you are not used to it yet. This is a bad leverage fight because the enemy knows which direction we are coming from. We are attacking them head on, and there is no distraction from our teammates, and we have really low resources, so there's not a whole lot we're actually going to be able to do against these guys. The Reinhardt pins us because we were just right in his face, and that's his best option is to use his shift at that point. That's almost what he's going to do all the time if you're just standing in front of him as basically any hero and you're right next to a wall. So that is just a situation where you had a bad leverage fight, but if you look at our team here, as we see after we died, and if we were aware of where they were, we could have had great leverage on this engagement with this Reinhardt and Roadhog. If we had just allowed our Reinhardt and Roadhog to come to the fight and be our distraction, we could have gone in and helps them kill that Roadhog and Reinhardt pretty quickly, and we come out with our own life. And that's important because as we push the payload up to that point, we need to be there with our team as their team's respawns come in. Now, I think we end up capturing the point on this team fight without our team getting wiped. But if our team did get wiped, this death right here that was basically pointless and could have been easily avoided, that death really would come back to bite us.
How did that pin me? What? I'm so bad.
McCree on the left.
So I'm looking for him to go and create some leverage in his next engagement. And now he kind of had to rush back to his team. That's why he would use all the blinks, I'm assuming, before he got to here. Okay, so now I actually think this is pretty good leverage. Even though he's low on blinks and he doesn't have any and he's halfway to his next one, he's got good leverage because his entire team is with him, and these 4 heroes right here, we have a Mercy, a Soldier, a Zenyatta, and looks like a Roadhog right here. They're all on the run and we have them outnumbered, so that's a good leverage engagement. I would probably save this pulse bomb right now because we have so many people here, and I'd probably want to save this pulse bomb so we can have a high leverage engagement in the next team fight when we push the payload around and get to this ramp area by the checkpoint. That's where we're really going to want that pulse bomb to engage with, try to get that early pick. These are all 4 easy kills right here for our team to just get right now. So you should probably be more economic about the pulse bomb. We don't need to be using it at this moment. We've already got these people on the run and they're pretty much going to die regardless of what we do. So we whiffed that pulse bomb, but like I said, it's not going to matter. Even if this Reinhardt didn't hammer down here.
Alright, thanks for saving me.
It's 6v4. You're going to get all of them. You guys basically used 2 ultimates to kill 4 people that you definitely were going to kill anyway, so not the greatest use of resources. But now, we want to start gaining leverage for our next fight. We're standing on the payload and pushing it, and yeah, pushing the payload into this next area is great, but what we really need to be doing as a flanker is go flank. We need to go up this staircase here and come across this catwalk and start taking this high ground in this ship area. Maybe we can get on the spaceship. Maybe we want to go on the walkway that runs parallel on to this entire area. We can go figure that out once we get there. But we need to be having these flanks set up before their team is set up, so that way we can gain high leverage in the next fight. What we do right here, what this player does, is he actually creates a really low leverage engagement for himself. So he double blinks through their Reinhardt and gets in the face of their soldier who has his biotic field down. So again, we enter a fight with the soldier where not only is he on his biotic fields and we have low resources, but he completely just saw us coming because he just saw us double blink right up to him. So there's no element of surprise whatsoever in this engagement. He has the leverage in this situation. If all skill is equal, he will win this fight every single time. What we wanted to have done is come across this catwalk and then drop down, and while he's focusing on shooting at our team that's out there, we could drop down and get the spring on him, take his health down pretty low, if not kill him outright, and gain the leverage in the fight that way. But by diving in head first, we gave up any type of leverage that we could have possibly gained. And then we have to use recall because we realize once we're rocketed that we're not going to win that fight and we have to get out. And now that hurts pretty bad because we've used a good number of our blinks. We don't have recall for 9 seconds, and their team is coming back in now. When the fight is the thickest, we need to have our resources available to us, and we use them on accomplishing very little.
Save my life.
And then we choose to take this fight in here, where our recall is it's still 5 seconds away, so we can't rely on that in this engagement. And we have next to no blinks, and we came in head on again, so Soldier knew we were coming. Now, he doesn't have his biotic fields in all likeliness because it should still be a few seconds away. But even then, he has the advantage in this situation. We are in a small room, and he should be able to focus us down. He has the leverage in this fight.
Minimal health.
He also has the help of his Zarya and Mercy right there. So this was just a bad decision. We put ourselves into a fight where the enemy had leverage. We want to be putting ourselves into duels where if all skill is equal, we will win them.
Get safe.
So right now we're kind of trickling in, especially we see our healer just died right as we engage this. But I can kind of see why you might want to try to do this, because there's only a few of them on point. It looks like it might only be their Mercy, Ana, and Reinhardt, but I'm not exactly sure this is a smart move, especially because we did the same thing as last time. We double blink through the Reinhardt and go right up to the Ana. So we are, again, low on resources. There's no element of surprise because Ana's looking right at us, and we have even lower leverage because this Mercy beam is pocketing her, so it's going to be very, very difficult for us to damage through this healing and through the biotic grenade that Ana's likely to throw partway through this fight. So this is, again, a very low leverage engagement. On the positive side of things, our Widowmaker just killed that Mercy and actually created some good leverage for us. So that's kind of lucky because we were just never going to be able to take down this Ana when she was alive. So now we might actually want to push in and get her because they don't have a lot up, it looks like. This is a better engagement right here. We don't have our recall though, and we only are going to have one blink in a second. But we know her biotic grenade has been used, and she's at around 160 health or so. So it's not actually unreasonable that we could kill her pretty quickly by getting a solid first burst onto her and finishing her off with that next clip. So if we can do that, we can win this, but it's not a great leverage that we have on her. It's kind of a toss-up 50-50 ball. We don't get a great first burst on her, but I think the Reinhardt comes in and does a little bit of damage. So now she's really low, but now she's looking right at us. We are in a decent leverage position here. We should win this fight against this Ana. And I think we do. Let's watch and see what happens. The Reinhardt actually finishes her for us, so that is good for us. Now, we are completely caught out on the cart, though, and the Soldier ults, and that's unfortunate. We end up losing this. So what we really need to be doing right now is calling for our team to regroup. This trickling in is really not working. We've only got 3 people here. We just lost our Zarya. I think we might be losing our Reinhardt. I don't think our healer is there, so just call for a regroup at this point.
Zarya, how long to your ult? Alright, you got it. I've got my ult. Use it whenever.
So this is good. I was hoping you weren't just going to double blink in behind that Reinhardt again. And this time we're looking to create some leverage by moving around and flanking and getting above on the side of them. So that's good. That'll give us the element of surprise.
Use it whenever and I'll be there.
He also calls for his Zarya to use Graviton Surge with his Pulse Bomb. And that's a great move too. Let's take a look at this duel with his Ana here. He comes up to this Ana, And he blinks through her and starts firing. I think he meant to blink right up to her, and that's just a case of not having a perfect feel for how far blink distance is. So he spins around, and we actually have some decent leverage on this Ana still. Presumably she still has her biotic grenade. Presumably she still has her sleep dart. But we've got 2 out of our 3 blinks, and we have our recall. We're not going to use our pulse bomb because we've called to Zarya. We're saving it for her, and her graviton surge is ready. We don't have one of the most valuable resources of all, which is our teammates. As you can see, our Ana's dead, and 2 of our teammates are back there. Most of our team is in spawn right now. We can see someone just recently died. This is not really the time you want to be taking this fight. You really should be waiting for the entire team to come back. So we get slept here, and we're going to have to mash E to get out of this mess, and hopefully recall out, and we do, and we get out of here. But and we see that, notice that McCree was there, and we get out. But really, that whole engagement should have never really happened. You could have just hung out in that upper hallway and just waited for your team, waited for Zarya to come back with her graviton surge, and hopefully get that team wipe we're looking for. Part of gaining leverage is engaging when our team is engaged with the enemy team. We want to attack the enemies when they're occupied with the full strength of our team. So we just lost another member of our team. We just want to hang out here. We don't want to go too far. We kind of just made our location known and lost some leverage off of that. But we're not being aggressive right now, so it's okay. And we just lost our Ana, so we especially want to wait. And he's actually calling for his Zarya to ult whenever. Don't encourage that kind of bad behavior. We just lost our only healer on our team because they're actually running a single healer attack with Ana. So don't tell your Zarya to go ahead and ult, because unless you wipe their whole team with this graviton surge, unless they're all grouped up, you're gonna need your Ana to do some sort of healing to win this fight.
Drop down again, big health.
Pull him off the top.
We're in a great position because we're hoping that the Zarya comes in, drops the surge onto here, and we can just drop right down, put the pulse bomb on the surge, and we'll blow them up. But we shouldn't be firing at them at this time. We have our pulse bomb. We don't need to build it. And it's not like our team is engaging onto this payload right now. The only thing we're doing by coming and firing at them is losing leverage. We're saying, hey, I'm over here. Hey, I'm over here. So maybe one of their DPS heroes, which is actually, we're going to find out, is sitting above us. And we should have known that from the McCree last time when we escaped from him. They're actually on the spaceship right above us. So we don't want to be calling attention to ourselves right now. We just want to be hanging out, keeping a low profile, waiting for Zarya to come in and initiate the fight with her surge. We're losing leverage and putting our life and this whole play at risk by firing needlessly at that Reinhardt and showing everybody where we are.
I make my ult at the top, okay?
So our team's starting to come back. Go back 1 second, and because you were calling attention to yourself, this Ana shot at you. And I have to think that if you just kept a low profile and you never shot down at them, that Ana probably wouldn't have even noticed that you were up here. If you just were kind of hanging back in this corner, maybe even in the staircase area, you could have just sat there, not have to waste recall, and you would have just been perfectly ready for when the Zarya showed up to bomb their team. This up here, this is not your fault. Your Zarya said she was gonna put her surge on top of the spaceship, and that would have been okay if she gave you any sort of warning, but she said, I'm gonna surge on this spaceship, and then immediately did it. And then we went, hey Tracer, why weren't you using your pulse bomb on it? Well, that's because it's not exactly easy for you to blink upwards vertically in the air. That's not part of Tracer's kit. So don't actually worry about missing this graviton surge. It should have been better communicated if it was going to be in a funky location like that.
Three guys. Tracer?
Nobody else is
Dude,
there.
I was... I'm sorry.
So we go and we take this engagement up on the spaceship. We can probably presume that McCree just uses flashbang because our Zarya just got killed by him and he just fanned the hammer. So it's pretty likely that he just used his flashbang. But we can't exactly count on that. So we need to keep our distance from him a little bit. And we get to this Mercy. I actually think this McCree isn't even looking at us at this moment. He might have just ignored us straight up for that. And we actually have great leverage on this Mercy right now. Our recall is about to come up. And we can actually use our Pulse Bomb now that Zarya kind of wasted her Graviton Surge and threw it down without warning us that we would have to make some adjustments for it. So I would actually try to stick this Mercy with it right here. Or just straight up kill her because she's very, very low. And we drop down and we get her. That's good. And we won that fight because we had good leverage on her. We had resources. We caught her out. And we were able to take her kind of by surprise. Though I think the McCree should have been paying a little bit more attention to us. And that would have been a more difficult fight had he done that. But he didn't. So we got good leverage and we capitalized on it.
I stopped the hammer down.
Now, our Reinhardt is in here and he's in trouble. I would probably throw my Pulse Bomb onto this Reinhardt right here and just kill him quickly, move back to the fight with the rest of our team. But we might not actually be able to save our Reinhardt anyways, and Hog just comes in and kills him, so it's all good.
Use the car for help.
But I feel like you might be holding your Pulse Bomb a little bit too long in this engagement, and we might just want to be using it to secure the win. But at this point, the win is definitely secure, and we should hold it for the next fight.
I'm sorry, Zarya, that was my
Beautiful.
fault. There was no way I could get up to the card. I was on the wrong side. It was also a really weird Graviton.
Yeah, I didn't know why she would use it.
I mean, she
thought
wanted to-
Roadhog was going up.
The play that we should be trying to set up right now is we know that their Mercy still has res. So their Mercy is out here somewhere, probably in their back line. And we have this Pulse Bomb. We probably want to get that Pulse Bomb onto their Mercy so we can blow her up and our team can come through and fight that fight with Mercy down. Though we do want to wait a little bit because we need to push this payload further up to the corner before we do that. If we kill Mercy too soon, we'll actually just have our team come through, kill their team, and then she'll just res as she comes back from spawn, and that's no good. So we want to actually be a little bit patient here, wait for our team. As you can see, we don't see any chevrons through this wall right now, so that means our team is not around this corner at all or even close to it. So we just want to wait here, not give our location away, and just kind of hang out for a minute. That's especially important because we know they have a Zarya, and in order for us to get off our Pulse Bomb and kill this Mercy with it, we need to be sticking that Mercy without the Zarya noticing so she can't bubble her to remove it.
I know, but like
It was just weird.
Now we just gave up a lot of our leverage by firing at these guys needlessly. We already have our Pulse Bomb, so it's not like we're building ult. We're actually just helping them build support ultimates by firing at them. And we're just going, hey, I'm over here. Hey, I'm over here. I'm in this room all alone. Come get me. Now, that actually wouldn't be the worst if our team was right here fighting them because they'd have to choose between shooting at us or shooting at our team. But there is no choice. They can just choose to shoot at us. Our team is not attacking. We're not even close to engaging yet. So all we're doing by coming up to here and firing at them is losing leverage.
back up forward. It's not that ready.
Oh well.
And as you see, the Ana comes in, tries to sleep you. That could have been bad, and we could have delayed the fight.
Mercy's probably got res.
They just tactical visored our Zarya, so we really need to stop firing and just saying, hey, come fight me over here, hey, come fight me, because we just lost a member of our team, and now we should be backing off and setting up for the next fight, because this fight's just lost. Let's regroup and retry this. Instead, we go in, and of course we get grenaded instantly, because we'd been shouting out our location to the enemy team. And now we're probably going to have to use recall. We really shouldn't have taken this engagement at all because it's not like we're going to make big progress here. We're not going to win this fight. We lost our Zarya. So this was just a really low leverage
I
engagement.
need to just get a pulse bomb on Mercy, and then she'll fly into her teammates.
So we actually get a great view of what's happening right now because we have the Widowmaker's wall hacks. So we can see up on the high ground, we have got the Soldier and the McCree. And we can see that we've got Ana hanging out somewhere back there. Mercy's here. And Zarya and Reinhardt are here. So we actually are in a solid position to stick this Mercy without Zarya noticing because Zarya is in front of her. Now, my big complaint about this, though, is that we're trying to move in through the same direction immediately again. After we'd just been shouting at them for the last 30 seconds, hey, I'm in this room, hey, I'm in this room, come kill Tracer right here. What we should have been doing is picking one of the two alternate flank routes to go at that time. So we could have gone into the building across the street and then circled all the way around and come around this way and got them, all the while waiting for our team to respawn, regroup, and then going once they're engaged. Or we could have gone the big flank route on the outside of this building and done the triple blink that gets you around the chasm and into their back line. Going through this door again, you're going to lose a lot of leverage because they're going to expect it and be looking for you to come that way. And their Ana behind is probably going to see you the second you walk out of this door. So you need to be varying your flank route so you gain leverage. You just kind of walk out, you want to stick the Mercy, but she just flies off to her teammates over on the high ground. They have nothing that stops them from turning around to fire at you because your teammates have not come through and have not started to engage yet. To create good leverage, you need to be waiting for your team to come in. So that way, these two players, this Reinhardt and this Zarya, have to make a choice. Do they turn around to deal with you attacking them from this angle? Or do they stay focused on this attack that's coming in from your team's front line? Either way, it's not a good pick for them. You're giving up all your leverage here. There's no surprise attack, there's no surprise angle, and there's no decision to be made about where their focus should be. What we need to be doing right now is coming in from a different angle, maybe this room right here, and waiting for our team to attack, so that way these two heroes especially are in a lose-lose situation. If they focus you, then your team should kill them. If they focus your team, then you should kill them. We give up all leverage if we just come out here on our own at this time.
What was I even doing?
Now we see that our Roadhog has gone down, so we really just need to back off, wait for regroups, stop coming to this same door, stop poking at these people needlessly. You're not going to win this fight. We panic, we throw our pulse bomb, and now we've wasted the resource that we actually needed to win the fight when the fight was about to happen, maybe like 10 seconds from now. So when we come out of spawn, we really do not want to use the same flank route again, and we don't, that's good, but what happens is we don't use any flank route, and we're just actually going to go straight up the main road. Now, that really is reducing the amount of leverage we have, but the fight's kind of starting right now, so I'll give you a pass on that one. We don't have a lot of resources. We only have one blink, but at least we have our recall. And our team's engaging, so that's good. Whatever we do, the enemy is going to have to choose between fighting our team and fighting us. But our flank is not that great, so when we go attack this Mercy in a second, we have a decent shot at killing her, but it's definitely not a sure thing because our leverage isn't all that great. We lost the element of surprise, but still, we got her because she was kind of out in the open for us and we got some good bursts on her. Got that good initial burst, so that leverage that we kind of lacked a little bit immediately came back to us once we did a ton of damage really quickly. But we just lost two of our team members, our only healer, one of our DPS heroes, and they're high nooning right now. So this fight, feeling very lost to me at this point. You're not going to be pushing this cart through without your Ana. It's just not going to happen. So just get out of here and regroup, reset.
Behind.
This fight is not one you really want to be taking right now. You can, but if you die right now, you're actually just going to be slowing down the next push because this one's totally busted. And you actually got some decent leverage right off the bat because he wasted his flashbang, but he is getting this health kit, so all the damage that you just did is gone. So now at this point, we have one blink, recall is probably not going to come back by the time we need it because there's 5 seconds left on it. So the leverage in this fight is pretty low. He knows exactly where we're coming from. We don't have great resources. He's at full health. Now, he doesn't have his flashbang, which is great, but it's really not a fight that we should be taking, and it's not one I expect us to win.
Is everyone
Alright,
dead?
it's going with me.
This point, just reset, get out. Don't mess with this McCree.
Yes!
And Zarya comes in,
I'm killing her!
and we get flashbanged. We get our pulse bomb, and we do a crazy move that could have actually been a game-deciding move by throwing our pulse bomb. You can see that's the notification for it right there. We threw our pulse bomb with 1 minute left in a fight that was definitely lost. Like, our Roadhog just died. Our teammates are just coming out of spawn at this point. This is a very bad play to make. And we instantly die. And it was just a panic ultimate, which you recognized. And it's a huge shame because if we can see right here, Graviton Surge is charging and it's at 71%. It's going to be difficult for us to get another pulse bomb with the 50 seconds that are left to combo with that.
Push him right side.
I
my
panicked, leave
ult.
me alone.
Now we're coming from this direction again, and I don't really love that. Even though we haven't come from this direction in one team fight, we went right up main last team fight. I think it would have been better for us to have picked one of the two alternative routes to get into this area. We need to mix up which flank routes we use so that the enemy team is not expecting us. Then we give up more leverage by firing at this Reinhardt, but at least you can argue in this case we should be building up our pulse bomb, so it's actually not the worst thing in the world. Again, we lose our primary healer, our only healer, Ana, and at this point, it's a very critical time in the game. There's 30 seconds left. We're really only going to have one shot left at this. I think you need to just get out. I might even use recall to just get back in this building because maybe you just saw this kill feed thing late. So I'd actually just try to use recall, get out, reset. You're going to come back with Ana when there's like 5 to 10 seconds left to get on the car, and then you go from there. But if you die right now, it's really going to hurt your team's chances to win. Because you're not going to have a chance without your Ana. And if you set your life back even farther, then your team is going to have to engage with less than 6 members when your Ana does come back. And that's going to make it really unlikely for you to win. But you kind of hang around here. We have really low leverage now because we just used our recall. And our team is not in this engagement at all. And they know exactly where we are. So we need to just be getting out. No need to go back in. There's plenty of time left. There's 23 seconds left. And our Reinhardt just got a pick because I think our whole team actually went up to the high ground and flushed out that McCree. So all we need to be doing right now is just backing off, waiting for our Ana, and waiting for our recall to come back. Actually, it'd be best if we could set up a flank. Probably the best flank to do at this time is to maybe get into this building, wrap around here, and then come out this, like, go the whole way and come out the back side of their team, because that's something they won't be expecting because you haven't done that yet at all. But I think you just kind of hang out here and you attack them head on, which is a very silly thing to do. Their team can easily focus you down. You have no tanks supporting you. You've got really no one around you at all, so their soldier, of course, is going to be shooting into you. That means you're going to waste your recall here. And now look, there's 17 seconds left, and we just use our recall, which takes 12 seconds to come back. Now our team is dropping down, and they're going to start engaging soon. And we just don't have the resources to help them out. It's especially bad because we didn't build up our pulse bomb because we wasted it at the minute mark and panic ulted right before we died. So we don't have many resources at all to help our team with this final engagement. And we're in a really bad position sitting here on the front line. It'd be great if we were in their back line at this moment, making a pincer for when our team came in. But we didn't set that up for our team. We didn't plan ahead like that. So our team gets an Earth Shatter. I'm not sure if they stunned anyone, but I think this is the move here. I think you let your team go follow up on any kills that just got Earth Shattered, and you got to get this Mercy out of the way right now. Of course, it's a lot more difficult because we had to attack head on. We had to just blink in right in front of this Soldier and Mercy. So now Soldier's looking right at us and he's able to focus us down. And of course, we wasted our recall because we were just standing out in the middle of the road and we used it earlier. So we don't have great resources to fight this fight. He knows we're here and we don't have any teammates to help us out in this engagement. So this is a pretty bad situation for us to be in, and we didn't have to be this low leverage. We could have had so much more leverage in this situation, but we didn't take the proper preparations to set it up like that. So we actually turn and let the Mercy get away from us because we turned back to the Soldier and she flew to the rest of her team. I think she gets a heal from Ana because when we see her, she's got much more health now. And we killed their Reinhardt, so we actually got a good pick. We stand a chance here, but the Mercy's actually gonna go get away from us and resurrect. Oh, it looks like 3 of their teammates, or 2 of their teammates, anyways. And now this Soldier is ulting. We just used our recall, so we're gonna be caught out by that, and there's not gonna be much for us to do because we have no blinks. He knows we're right here, so he's just gonna get us. This whole situation was really bad leverage. And we're not around to combo with the pulse bomb on the Surge.
On point, on point.
Oh shit, that was behind us.
If we had flanked around at this time, and we had gone around and set up a big round flank to get behind in their back line, I think we could possibly take out that Mercy and possibly win this team fight here. But because we hang out on the front line, we used our recall 4 seconds ago, and we really just put ourselves into a terrible situation. You need to be using Tracer's mobility to put yourself into fights that you have the advantage in, and you can't just be giving up your advantages at every turn. So in summary, the big thing that you need to be working on is creating leverage in your engagements as Tracer. I think there are 3 primary ways that Tracer builds leverage in a fight, and that's flanking to have the element of surprise, being economic about your resources, your blinks, your bombs, your recalls, and engaging when the enemy team is occupied with the full strength of our team, so we can put them into a pincer situation where they have to choose between 2 bad options. Too many times in this gameplay, I see you compromising 1, 2, or even all 3 of these areas where you gain leverage as Tracer. So what I want you to work on going forward is I want you to vary your flanks. I want you to use a greater variety of flank routes so that way you can hit enemies by surprise. And I want you to not be shooting at enemies before you're ready to really attack them, because you're just shouting out your location needlessly. I also want you to be saving your resources and sneaking up to people more. That way, when you go into engage, you have more of your blinks, you have your recall, and I also want you to be saving your bombs for the start of team fights instead of panic ulting and wasting them, which we kind of did with our last 2 bombs. Last but not least, you need to make sure that you are engaging when the full strength of your team, when all 5 other members are grouped up and initiating onto the enemy team. That is when you attack, because too often you are attacking either when you're a man down or when your team is nowhere around, which is just making your job so much harder. It hurts your team's push when they're actually pushing, and it just lowers the amount of value that you could potentially add as Tracer. You're not adding value harassing as Tracer if your team isn't already fighting them, capitalizing on that harassment. So that's going to do it for this VOD review. I hope this helps you create leverage in your own fights as Tracer. I'd like to thank Gamble for sending in his gameplay for us to analyze. I hope we all learned from it. If you'd like your own VOD reviewed, please send it in to faultylid@gmail.com, and please include what aspect of your game you'd like me to focus on. This has been Forrest for Faulty Lid, and and I'll see you guys next time.